So hey, so everybody, what's your name?
My name is Anthony. 22 years old.
From
Born in Shaker Heights in Ohio. Graduated in 2017.
Awesome.
And been here ever since. Worked here at the Shaker Country Club for a couple of years. It's really been like my first job and funny enough my only job. So I've had like one boss since I started working, but it's a good gig. Work with good people.
Right.
I work with computers and technologies and programming a lot. That's another thing I do a lot of my free time actually. So recently I started, working with like websites. I might do like more behind the scenes things like algorithms and stuff like that.
Cool.
Well, I want to shout out you getting us the domain for Pull It Up.
Yeah. I'll give you the backstory on that.
Yeah.
That was back in April.
Yeah, we're putting the
And it
match
was on
together.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And he had Eric Weinstein on.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going like, pull up Jamie. And I'm like, that's funny. Imagine if that was a website or like a domain.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and checked it out, pulledupjamie.com. It was available, so we got it. And we actually started getting hits on the link. Cause
he linked up the Fresh and Chrissy Pissy podcast.
and just, so you go to pulledupjamie.com.
we got a good
It's still to
amount.
this
That's sick,
day,
man.
it
Thank
goes
you.
to the most
If you
recent
ever
episode.
Type in pulledupjamie.com, it's going to Fresh.
So the funny thing was, on some of the podcast episodes, people would comment.
They were like,
coming
you
from
stole
Joe
my
Rogan.
domain. Yeah, they're pissed.
Now, the fortunate thing is the actual website was called pulldupjamie.com.
Yeah.
But it was still funny that we were getting people coming to the site
Yeah.
or coming to the video, say, hey, we're from Joe Rogan. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Right,
So you get
right.
like 1,000 something views. You
On
can see like
two,
before we got pulledupjamie.com, it was like 300 views.
Right.
And after it was like 1.3K views.
We got 1.6 on one just off that.
So that's marketing right there. That's marketing right
You gotta
there,
try
yeah.
Whatever you can.
Yeah, but that's the backstory of it. And
And
they're just like funny stuff like that.
you're also a Marine too.
I am.
Hey, kudos, man. Thank
Thank
you.
Yeah, thank you for your service, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate
I
it.
enlisted back in September 2019. So next year will be 2 years since I've enlisted. And
All
I went to
Awesome.
boot camp in November.
Hey, awesome, man.
Went to boot camp right before, COVID and stuff happened. So I know talking to people who went to boot camp, especially like the past couple of months, is very different now.
Right.
Just because now the military has to, and their training, because training is very different from the actual thing. It's, it's more strict, more like, it's a lot more like this is X, Y, Z. This is exactly how things are broken down. That's like the training pipeline looks like. And it's like the differences. But overall, it's been a good experience, with my unit based here in Cleveland and stuff. And I can't really complain too much other than the typical like military stuff people complain about. So.
Right. I mean,
I was diagnosed in 2011 with autism.
Right.
so you are diagnosed with autism?
I was, but
You're not now? How does it work?
it never made sense to me because I was never diagnosed. I am, but I
What?
Usually you would think that the doctors, at a much earlier age, like
and then
4, 5, 6, 7.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And it's a spectrum too, so you would want to like look at different traits of autism at an earlier age. So.
Right, and the thing is, I think it was really all because I basically had so many concussions that it
Yeah.
could have been that. And this is the thing, it happened over in Texas. We're at a major hospital, and they said it was because I like shiny things.
Okay, that's
Like-
not very descriptive, but
Right, exactly.
they don't know. Like at the time, there's only so much you can know like about what you're talking about. So
Right.
you just say, okay, well, if you correlate these two things, it makes sense, and that's as far as our judgments are going to go.
But coming from Texas, remember what Texas used to do psychiatrically.
Yeah.
If
true,
they didn't, if you didn't believe with what they did, or if you were gay or something, they would literally do electroshock therapy,
Right.
and they would take a chisel and take out stuff from your brain.
Because I think it's like a physically removing like parts
Right.
of your body or your brain that
yeah.
if it takes it to physical, then like it'll go away.
Because if I was really autistic at any spectrum,
You're not, man.
I'm not, but I'm an
But you're
alien.
unique.
Here, he's an alien.
I'm an alien. It's different. I mean, normal human eyes. That's the first thing how you can tell. What?
You have reptilian eyes.
I do.
I've seen it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
like,
think he's a shapeshifter, maybe in that spectrum almost.
He's just hiding it.
I think he's hiding it. I think he's a time traveler, reptilian.
yeah,
Here to like manipulate
I can. I'm not strong yet.
That's a good pitch for like movie club 2009.
Yeah, I'm not.
Hey, Hollywood, if you're watching or
Yeah.
listening,
Sci-fi.
there you go.
That'd be killing it right
This is your man.
now. Sci-fi.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good genre.
But yeah, it's funny because the other thing, if you watch our podcast, like, I think I might be part bird because in some of the podcasts, like you see my nose like start dripping down like and changing and stuff.
Interesting.
Like,
It doesn't change.
I don't think it changes, but
I'm serious. Watch the
I've watched a couple
podcast.
episodes.
Watch the
It does not
podcast.
change.
Watch my
No.
nose. I swear to
From an
you,
angle,
it
you
changes.
move your head around.
I swear to you, the nose just droops down by itself for no reason.
Because you're a reptile.
I am. I'm a reptile.
He's a reptile. Oh, man.
But
Is there anything else you want to know about it?
you're telling me you're into lacrosse.
Yeah, so back in high school, I got into it like late middle school, around 8th grade.
Right.
Because my neighbor, he played it, so he kind of like showed me some of the basics and all. And from there, I kind of just got into it. I played in high school. It's a pretty fun sport. Good teamwork, discipline, all that sort of stuff. It's fun, and I've seen people play at a very high level, and it's crazy.
That's awesome,
Yeah.
man. We had me and Fresh. We had experiences with lacrosse too, because at Kaiser University College of Golf and Kaiser University, the main campus in West Palm Beach. Shout out to Northwood University and Kaiser University down in Palm Beach County, West Palm Beach area. Because for those that don't know why I said Northwood was the college. It was the bigger school. And when Kaiser University College of Golf came in, and when they made a partnership with Northwood, they took over the name.
Mhm.
They like bought out Northwood from that campus. And what was it? Yeah. So, anyways, but anyways, they when we got to the Palm Beach campus, they started having a lacrosse team
Mhm.
year one, and I think they went undefeated or they lost one game
That's pretty good.
for first year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for those that don't know about lacrosse, because lacrosse and sports like lacrosse and cricket, they're newer sports to the United States.
They are.
Well, lacrosse has been around.
Cricket's definitely foreign.
But no,
Cricket.
But yeah,
well,
lacrosse has been around for a minute.
lacrosse has been around for
Yeah.
a couple
Lacrosse-
like centuries, at least because like before, Europeans came in and colonized. It was just Native Americans here,
Right.
and they played lacrosse, like very early, like basic version of lacrosse.
that's awesome,
So
dude. Thank
it
you.
goes way back, and obviously over time it got assimilated into like American culture, and I think like pretty early on, probably going back to the 1800s,
That's cool.
just lacrosse being
Well,
assimilated into
thank-
American culture.
Thank you for that correction. What
Mhm.
I should say is not a lot of people know about lacrosse.
No,
For those that don't know
Yeah.
about lacrosse, please explain the sport and like what the objective is and what the top players
So-
do.
I would say lacrosse is kind of like a mixture of a couple of different sports. You know,
Hockey.
like
Hockey, basketball.
hockey, basketball, even like soccer. Because like the positions, there's like a sense of contact. that sort of stuff. You have your goalies, your midfielders, you have your attack, defensemen, because with lacrosse you're holding like sticks and stuff.
Okay.
And at the end of the stick there's the net, like where you actually catch and throw the ball.
All right.
So you're carrying the ball. Your job is like defend the ball, pass on to your teammates, or score a goal. So you have like you use like the shorter sticks, which is used by like attack and midfielders. So
Right.
you can move around very easily. Get through like tight spaces and stuff like that. Whereas a longer stick is used for defensive positions
Okay.
because you have more reach to defend that from a longer distance. So those are like some of the different positions. But the objective is to score a goal, similar to soccer. So you're passing it between the different players on the field. You're running plays for your defense, for your offense, and then midfielders. They go all over the field, so they can shift from offense to defense where
Okay.
needed. So that's kind of like a quick rundown, similar to, like I said, different sports, basketball, soccer,
Yeah, there's
hockey.
a lot of combinations.
hmm And again, like I said before, regarding the history, it goes like
Native
way
Americans
back.
originated it?
I think so.
Yeah, sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
hmm It's pretty cool sport. I had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the best at it, but I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with the guys who I did play with. So, and Shaker's like varsity team has had a pretty good record. I'm not sure how the record has been the past couple of years since I left Shaker, but they've had a pretty solid record over the years and stuff.
Nice.
Shaker's biggest rival being university school, so it was always interesting playing them.
They pretty good.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Now, the next thing with lacrosse, because you said it's similar to sports like basketball and soccer and what's the other sport? Baseball? You said?
No, that's more cricket.
Yeah, that was his.
I would say
Like
it's a
hockey.
mixture of like hockey, soccer, basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. The reason why I was thinking that is the penalties. What happens when there's a penalty? Like what?
So there's actually legit penalty boxes that kind of like set up off to like the sidelines and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you have a penalty, you'll go into the penalty box. You have to stay there for a remainder of time, and they'll change possession or like change what type of plays and stuff depending on the penalties and all. They'll throw flags. If there's like a foul, stuff like that. So as you can see, there's like similarities. Football, they throw flags.
Right.
Basketball, they'll call fouls. In hockey, the penalty
Soccer,
box.
get a red card,
Soccer, red
yellow
card.
Well, talking about the kinds of penalties.
Mm.
Is there just one type of penalty where you're in the box, let's say, for 2 minutes?
Yeah, what do you have to do to get like ejected?
Like kicked out of the game.
You hit somebody with your stick. Like,
Well, so there is contact, but how it works when it comes to contact is you can't like strike someone's head or like legit like slash.
try to intentionally.
Yeah, because that counts as slashing, and you can get your team
Almost
can
like
get
hockey,
penalty.
then, so slashing,
Mhm.
hooking. Is that also another kind of
Yeah. Like when you're making contact, or like lacrosse is a contact sport,
Yeah.
so it's body contact only. Like you can do this and this, but you can't just go like boom and like whack the shit out of them. Like you can't do that.
What about penalties like interference and stuff?
Yeah.
Interference. I think it depends on like how like the ref might call it, or like if the coaches might intervene or something.
Can the coach get kicked out?
Yeah, coaches can get technical
Stand
fouls
there,
like you've seen in basketball, probably hockey, and other types of sports. The coaches are held responsible, to the same standards as the players are, and the other coaching staff and such, like on the field and stuff. So if the coach just goes off the rails and starts like blasting the referee or blasting another coach or player, they can be reprimanded for disorderly conduct.
Exactly.
Or the ref might just say, what, I'm not tolerating this.
You're out
You're out of here.
You're out of here.
So, like similar
Get
to
outta
other
here.
sports, it's up to the ref. So
Yeah.
Any questions you want to ask Chrissy Pissy that you're curious
Well,
about? You probably know everything.
I'll add on to what he said at the end about coaches and stuff. One of my experience that I had a chance to have while at college, very, very good, internship, because I don't know anything about hockey really.
Mm-hmm.
But my shout out to Mike Music Truck and shout out to Kenny. Hey, those and the guys over at over at the Palm Beach ice rink and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
like
he was a coach
the
for
hockey team.
for their, like,
The fun.
beer league. He
Here's
doesn't
here's
know
the
anything about hockey at all.
here's the more here's the cooler thing too. We made the playoffs
I'm actually a hockey fan.
all 3 years.
I played a lot of NHL. I played the demo for the 2013 Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So it's NHL 14 because how it follows like the last next season.
Always,
Yeah.
So I had the NHL 13 demo, and the demo was based off the Stanley Cup of that year, which was Chicago Blackhawks versus the Boston Bruins.
Yeah.
And in 2013, the Blackhawks won. So that was like my real introduction to hockey, the NHL, and all that. It was a lot of fun. I played that game for hours, man.
Oh,
Nice.
And that's kind of just fell into liking the Chicago Blackhawks. And yeah, I followed them ever since. Like I haven't followed hockey that much, like in the past year or so, specifically NHL. But
Patrick Kane.
Connor
guy's a
Shaw.
monster.
Yeah.
Him and Jonathan Taves, they're both monsters, man.
Connor Shaw though.
Shaw,
Man.
yes, Shaw, and
Shawshank Redemption.
Hey Shaw, if you look at one of the guys or the top guy that would be in front of the net for the Blackhawks.
Chris, what's your favorite movie of all time?
I can't pick that.
Any genre.
Can't pick that.
If do you have to go by genre if you're ever picking?
You can if you want to make it
you
easier
have
for
to go
yourself.
by genre.
But
there's ones that just connect with you.
yeah,
Well,
It's a tough pick. What's your favorite?
honest,
Probably Scorpion.
the Mummy Returns,
Brendan Fraser, yeah.
and the third one with Jet Li. Here's the thing: if they put Jet Li more with more choreographic fighting scenes, that third one would have been good.
you know, a good movie I saw this year,
What's that?
Zack Snyder's Justice League.
I thought the long cut, the 4-hour one, it gets more in depth.
I didn't watch the original Justice
I'm saying,
League,
yeah, the
which
same
I'm
one.
glad I didn't,
Yeah,
because
you get more in depth. with the
it
character.
was 4 hours long, but it was probably like one of my favorite movies I've seen, and I have now like a more of appreciation for DC because I think it's relatable in a sense
Yeah.
because all these characters
'Cause Marvel,
have like
that's
darker
it's
pasts and darker versions of themselves. Like that makes them more wholesome. Like Aquaman, he's pretty much alcoholic. Okay, and he is basically king, but he doesn't want it.
He don't want to be.
And he has to like fight that. He has to like face that. With his family and stuff like at home. And
Batman,
Bruce Wayne of Batman, he lost his parents when he was like 9 years old. He saw both of his parents like murdered right in front of him. So he's like vigilante justice and trying to do right, especially by Clark Kent, Superman. The thing is, Clark Kent is, or Kal-El, he's not even from Earth, so he's really an alien, and he can't relate to anyone at all on the planet. So
Chris is Superman.
he's pretty much Superman as far as we know.
Yeah, let's see what's under there.
He just
Is there an S on your chest?
he doesn't have an S on his chest.
We're gonna shave it. No, there's no S. Who's gonna save us?
Oh man, but yeah, that was my favorite thing about watching Zack Snyder's cut of Justice League because you see it's a lot more in depth, especially with all the different characters. And I like Marvel. I enjoy Marvel.
Yeah.
Like my favorite Marvel character is probably Tony Stark, but I feel it's like a lot more upbeat, family oriented. It doesn't really go that deep into it goes deep into the characters, but it's showing like a different side of, I guess, people and stuff. So
I thought that might have been a marijuana plant or something.
there's definitely not over here. There's no secret marijuana plant farms over
That
here.
would be a good fucking
I mean,
They would never think.
They would never know. So I have to look over there, really look over there, and go like, what? Oh,
I don't think.
it's not. It's definitely not. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I just wanted to see because that's one of the coolest things I got to see over at my uncle's house. The place we're gonna have our podcast in October, where they have the Harvest Fest.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
like in the backyard, in his backyard, he has like he said his product uh, has some of them are as big as people's heads.
That's insane.
Yeah, the bud.
That's insane.
The trees are bigger than me.
Yeah.
Hey,
What about you,
Familia.
Aaron, for movies? What's
Cousin Donald.
doesn't have to be like your favorite
We
of all
can't
time,
wait.
but maybe
Thank
a movie
you, man.
you've seen in the past year that you really like, the past couple of years. Mm-hmm.
It'll be sick.
I'll tell you what, one movie I really love and it changed a lot of shit was The Matrix.
Matrix. Yep.
The original Matrix was hard.
It makes you
wow,
look at
so
everything
hard.
differently
Yeah. Really changed.
because and then you think about it more, and it starts to make more sense of like how we look at our surroundings and just like the way humans organize things and just structure, like just how we are as human beings in general. Because the human species is a very interesting species.
Yeah, it's ever, it's always evolving. It's a product of this environment. If you let the environment kind of overwhelm that sixth sense, whatever it is, when you're not connected to your
Mhm.
phone or zapped into a TV,
Yep.
that energy, that inward energy sucking itself is kind of lost.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of that mental reflection.
Hmm. And also like the ability to like connect with others too.
Yeah.
Because
It's harder because you kind of feel more isolated, especially with COVID. It even makes it worse.
right, because the past year and a half, everyone's kind of been forced to like look inward. Because
Good reflecting here. Kind of appreciate things.
Mhm.
But things in general we never face this adversity.
oh yeah, it's and when you mention like the adversity that we're facing now, we live in a time where technology dominates. Like this is the next like revolution, like the industrial revolution, agricultural revolution. This is like the information / technology revolution, and just how we're facing that. It's
I'll add on to
Uphill
that.
battle. It's gonna be an uphill battle.
oh
I'll,
yeah.
I'll add on to that really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to
We'll
Y2K.
talk about that.
Shout out to Y2K.
Y2K.
That was crazy. I remember as a kid, Y2K, my parents were stocking up on water generators.
But-
And then like last year, people
Everybody
were like
was
stocking up on like
freaking
toilet
out.
paper and stuff like that.
But-
Like, you couldn't find toilet paper anywhere.
That's when you know you're a first world
But-
country.
But
You're worrying about toilet paper.
But the thing is, you look, it's still, to my eyes, it's still there, it's still here because it was a cryptic message.
Mhm.
It was never the world was going to end. What it was saying was we're getting way too deep into electronics and
I
stuff.
We're
think
getting
that was the
complacent.
initiation of
There's
this
complacency,
is it.
I think,
We're
as
going
well.
into that era.
Yeah, because around that time, Google just started, Google just had its, when it made all its money, like in the stocks and stuff, when it went high for that one time, was 99.
They control that space. Nobody else can even get into that.
It's fully subsidized by the government. So since it's fully subsidized, well, it's tough for competition to get in and like
This monopoly.
improve things.
That's the thing.
Look at like the telecom and
You have to
telecommunications.
you have to understand, and this goes back to crypto. Number-
Yeah, we're
Talk
all
about
big into
crypto.
crypto. We're all
I
big
fuck
into
with crypto.
yeah, me too.
I don't trust crypto for one reason.
Ooh,
Mm.
you don't trust it.
The one reason is, and it's starting it. That's why if the government can control weather, Henri was just. Remember, we're
So you
not.
believe they can control the weather?
They
Oh,
can,
they already can.
and it wasn't me. Someone,
We know that.
someone at my church told me that years ago.
This
And
program, I think it's like called, what's it called?
the thing they said in what was it?
I found
the
out
Winter
about,
Soldier. They
like,
said in the Winter
years
Soldier.
ago, like I was just the name of a program that they use to like literally manipulate the weather.
Hydro.
I don't think it was hydro.
They're dust and hydro.
It's not hydro.
Everybody's just red.
It's like
Dust and hydro.
I don't know.
there is.
oh,
You can do it.
I think it was like based out of like Alaska or something. And there's like this huge like facility that they use, and they had like huge equipment, and literally able to like they did stuff with like the clouds and like accumulation, all this sort of stuff. I have to look it up.
Well, you can block particles with the sun. You can block the sun out.
I'm gonna look it up.
And here's what's my point. We're not in the peak of hurricane season.
Oh, because right there.
And the one thing that is really, really bad that people that don't live in the southeast or where they're prone to having hurricanes, they don't look at this.
HARP. Aaron, you ever heard of HARP?
No, I haven't.
Ever heard of HARP? Okay. It's based in Alaska, and it's a high-frequency active auroral research program. I'm pretty sure this is the one.
That's been doing experiments with it.
A 5-year, $9.3 million National Science Foundation grant. Well, basically, it's a research observatory dedicated to exploring Earth's upper atmosphere and geospace environment. So if they are exploring that area, they could probably do some stuff with it if they have that technology on hand.
Yeah, and so remember we've had what, Henry? We've had 8 storms so far.
Mm-hmm.
No, 8. We've had 7 storms make landfall either in Mexico or in the Central America, Caribbean, or the United States. Puerto Rico, remember Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory,
right.
So if they get damaged, the United States economy still goes down a little bit. The thing is, we've had 7 landfalls already. 7 landfalls back in the 80s and 90s would have been enough for 4 years of landfalls for the United States. And you look at last year, and this is what's bad, and they want to talk cycles and whatnot from storms and whatnot. I'll tell you a cycle. 2004, 2005. 2004, we had the really weird El Nino, La Nina, where it couldn't make up its mind. That's what this year is doing. And around that time in China, you had bird flu and MRSA and mad cow disease and stuff.
Like on with the natural disaster while you're getting a pandemic.
Yeah,
A double whammy.
And around that time, they were actually sending U.S. Civilians to Antarctica.
Yeah, like civilian researchers and stuff?
No, like student ambassadors.
Oh, interesting.
That's right. Well,
Yeah. I think like
'Cause
maybe
I
the
was in a-
personnel, like the people down there would be like researchers and stuff.
right.
like
That's
that.
that's what I thought too. Like I got a piece of paper. Well, I went on a program that was made by Dwight D. Eisenhower. It's called People to People, and in that
He's way too old for the internet.
huh?
It's way till it's in his name.
Oh, it's anything.
Yeah. And the first
It's
time,
in his name.
the first time I went on the first year I went on a trip with their program, we went to Australia and New Zealand. We saw the 8th wonder of the world, or at that time, which is a volcano that was created out of minerals or something, something weird, and awesome. No. It was created, but it was where the volcano
the
is that
geographic
shouldn't
location
happen.
wasn't possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other weird. But the point is, the next year, here were the 2 choices that People to People gave me. It said it directly on the piece of paper. Number 1, it was China, where they said you could see the Great Wall of China, but during bird flu and MRSA and whatnot. And the second, probably mad cow disease over there too. So number 2 was Antarctica. I was like, I'm not going to either one. Like, why the freak would I go to Antarctica during? And here's what's even more weird: they did it during the United States winter, which means in Antarctica it would be fall or winter, which would mean anybody that goes down there, you step outside just to see, like, oh, I'm a tourist, I'm in Antarctica, you
I'm
die.
a tourist in Antarctica. You just die.
So
Like-
what are you concluding to?
Why is the U.S. government sending exactly what he said? Why are they sending student ambassadors?
Because the Nazis in the U.S. they've been up there with the UFO.
Oh, they know stuff is going on down there.
They've had some dark
There'd be
programs
some.
since 1942
That-
up in Antarctica.
That's my point.
Like after World War II, there was over 100 Nazi scientists, I guess, gathered in.
Yeah.
Because the U.S. wants to bring in the best, regardless of
Yeah.
what
But it's
regime they were a part
We're
of.
starting to see some of those.
My
Mhm.
That's exactly my point. Why would they send teenagers down to Antarctica if it's just used for researchers?
There's some things we'll never know.
Yeah,
We can talk,
like some things we'll never know, and maybe some things we're not supposed to know. There's that.
but you
to
should
be-
always question things.
Oh, I agree with that.
I mean,
But
people that don't question things,
Here's the thing with that. I used to agree with that.
That's true.
I used to agree with, you only are shown what you're supposed to
Yeah.
know and what you can take
Yeah.
and whatnot.
But that's
What
the
about
internet's so
aliens and
big,
stuff?
That's what
You know, like
internet's
Roswell
so
and
big
stuff
for.
like that.
No, just the fact that now if you look at cryptic messaging,
Well,
the
have you
U.S.
ever seen
mil-
Project Bluebeam, the hoax? The
I
government,
heard
They're
that.
going to stage an alien event. to bring
Yeah, but right
you know
now,
what? There's a TV show.
it.
called
Project Bluebeam.
Yeah, there's a TV show based on that kind of. Well, I don't know if it's a direct correlation, but it's called Colony.
They've been building these holograms that are big enough to picture.
You-
the
we were-
sky over
I remember
the
this.
city to make it
Oh,
look
I
like
remember
an
reading about
actual
Bluebeam a
alien
couple years ago.
invasion.
A long time ago. I read about
Bring
Bluebeam.
people out to like a real government. Or the UN, all that. I'm just saying that's why they're bringing out a lot of alien stuff right now to get
Yeah.
kind of prepped up for it.
but
To kind of like desensitize the
That's how they do
population.
it. Look at all the entertainment you look at now.
I have one piece of evidence for what I say next. It can't be taken away. If it really is a hoax, then why am I here? Like, no, I'm serious. I'm an
You're
alien.
prepping us. You're desensitizing.
Yeah,
you're getting
we're
us-
normal
You're like
to
Paul.
aliens.
You're like that alien Paul.
I'm serious.
Oh, Paul?
I'm serious. But, I'm not a bad alien, but, like, there's good and
Bad
bad
alien.
ones. But the point is, like, why am I here? If I'm an
Nobody
alien
knows why
and
we're
that
here.
whole thing's a hoax, why am I here?
You have to find that inner meaning. What this makes, like what this life.
It has nothing to do
What
about
do you wanna
life.
make of?
What
do
I'm
you
saying
do?
is, if it's a hoax and
You
there
look
are
at
no
it and-
aliens, why am I here? Because I'm an alien.
Well, I think one thing people can agree on is extraterrestrial life, aliens, whatever you want to call them, they exist.
The
But
possibilities
there's
of
no
not
way
being here,
we're that special.
there's so many galaxies and universes.
Yeah.
Right,
There's no way we're that
Light.
special.
right.
There's a parallel like we all could be infinite lives and different all over the country.
Mhm.
So that parallel is there too.
Now, there's also the thing that I think I read this
But
before.
they say it expands and then it condenses. That's what the Big Bang is.
Oh, it's expanding and condensing?
Yeah. It
Interesting.
ever expands and when it ever gets to a certain point, it condenses. And that's how a lot of people say that could have caused the Big Bang.
Hmm.
That condenses.
Because at some point, the Big Bang, it was like a small, probably like a
It's
little,
just like a gravitational
yeah,
pull. Wherever it goes and
contracting and
back in.
expanding. Interesting.
Here's my other piece
Well, that lines
of...
up with physics, energy cannot be created nor destroyed.
No,
That's the thing.
it's just constant.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Right. Physics 101. Brought to you by Freshens.
Yeah,
What do you think, Chastain? You want to conclude anything?
so, no. But, like, my thing is, and the other piece of evidence I have, and it's me, and I know
How
I
many
talk
UFOs
about
have
it,
you seen? Like,
I don't know.
there's endless amounts. You've seen
And
so many.
I mean, 40 to 50. I mean, I've had
can't say that
more.
I've
I've
seen
had
more.
dreams where,
Oh, man.
like, I've had vivid dreams
You
where
sure,
I
like,
went
they're not
out of.
dreams that you think are real?
Legitimate UFOs.
Like legitimate. Like how do you know that they're real? What sets that apart from
just knowing the fact that aerodynamics, as people, highly we're highly evolved, but we're not as evolved as aliens.
No, we only use like 2% of our actual capacity of our brain.
Right. So when you see aircraft that are so well spaced apart that they create a perfect triangle, that's all you need to know about
And
the Pyramid
no
of Giza.
propulsion or no sound or anything. Like when I seen the fighter like Barbara, I don't know if he was in the Rogan podcast. He was like a Air Force pilot and everything. And they have the radar camera vision of it when they like the whole
Right.
Like, have you seen the actual footage of it?
I've seen some of the footage of like the Navy pilots because usually it's the Navy pilots that are coming across this a lot.
Yeah, they can't even describe it.
Hey, sorry guys, we have an interruption. Our guy over here. Hey, come here, man. Come here. You guys just won your match. Hey, tell us a little bit about your team's match. Give a shout out about Shaker Heights High School. Come on.
Shaker Heights golf team, man. We're up next.
You guys won?
Hell yeah.
What's fun? There we go.
Let's fucking go.
We went. We played against
Worcester.
Yeah, we played Worcester. We
Yeah.
shot 162.
I got somewhere I thought. I feel my before, so I hear this a lot.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I just pulled up.
I mean, it was sweet. It was sweet. Yeah, it was a good round.
That's good.
What'd you shoot, Dave?
I shot 43. I made a triple on a 3, but it's okay.
43 solid though.
It is hard conditions today.
It was
Pretty
funky.
windy, though.
It was a little funky. Yeah, the wind messed me up on the first couple of holes. I was like, bro, what?
I played my first round of golf today, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Like first whole round?
Yep.
That's sweet. How'd you do? You liked it?
It was progressive, So.
He did really well. Very well.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's the best sport
It's a tough
ever.
course.
I
See
mean,
what people say.
It is.
It's a tough
Yeah.
course.
I see what people say now.
Yeah, first round, that's a tough course.
His
But it's the only
first,
course
How'd
I
you do-
really
how'd you do on
played,
the
so
greens?
how to do on the greens?
Yeah, putting and stuff.
good. I mean, he had a few, ones where he went all the way back, but
Yeah.
I think a
I couple of them I did pretty good.
most of them were pin high and whatnot.
Yeah.
They were good.
I mean, we just did a scramble.
Yep,
We shot-
that's ball.
We
and
shot
stuff.
3
It
Emmys.
was cool. It was fun.
All right. Okay.
We did 4-man scramble.
Yo.
Yep.
Chris
Sweet.
hit some bombs though.
Oh yeah.
I saw that shot you hit. You swing like a
On
game.
8.
Yeah.
There you go.
8 and 9.
8, 9.
Yeah.
All 9.
Oh, and 14. No, 15.
You on his your putt on 5.
His
Oh,
putt
my
on
putt-
5.
I hit a double breaker off the green.
There's no footage of that,
No,
don't we?
it was the par
We don't have
3.
any footage
The
of
safe
that.
par.
OMG.
Dude, we went nuts. That putt.
Mhm.
I wish we had that.
And I missed the putt that should have gone in on, what was
Oh,
it,
God, that'd be
13?
Something like that.
What was it, the putt that I should have made on, what was it? Your
should've
putt
made every
went,
putt.
your putt went right,
super close.
and then I go and it didn't break at all. I can't remember either. I just know it. So like, you want to give a little wrestling promo about
No,
the?
once again, wrestling
no.
gods, everything
Don't do it.
I mean,
Nope. Nope.
I don't know what you want me to say.
You're good. You're good.
I mean, I do remember in a prior episode you go, I don't want to make this about wrestling, but. And then
There
you
you
start
go.
I'm like,
He remembers.
and then
He
Tommy
remembers. We lost one.
goes, well, too late. He's like,
Because
you already made it about wrestling.
Dude, all he does is watch wrestling.
Every time I ask Fresh, I'm like, what's Chrissy up to? He goes, probably watching wrestling highlights and eating
Yeah.
cookies. I'm like,
Yep.
Yeah, I am the Cookie Monster.
And he eats Oreo cookies all day.
I do.
And he runs like 20 miles.
Gotta stay fit.
That is a lot. That is a lot.
Gotta
That's
stay
a lot.
fit.
That might be a lot.
You got
He
to.
27.
He might walk 15 miles. What do you think? How much mileage do you
the amount of twisting you're doing has to be good for something.
Yeah.
It's like yoga. It's like,
He is an athlete.
it truly is.
It depends really.
I like to look
Like
at
this
it.
morning. This morning, I took a walk past our apartment. I walked to Chase Bank
Sweet.
over downtown, and I came back.
What's the mileage on
Oh wait,
What's
Tuesday?
in
For your
Uh,
apartment?
yeah,
that? That's Shaker Square.
Yeah, that's it's quite a mile.
Yeah, he'll just walk
That's
the
about
way.
15. Because
I
I think
did it
Chicken
in, like,
Square to
an hour.
downtown, that's
You did
like
an
7, 8
hour.
miles.
That's sweet.
An hour? You walk?
Why?
Round trip in an hour?
He was moving, man.
I love
Okay,
that.
okay.
I love that.
It's so,
I love
You
that.
walk like this? Like, you know those old ladies who have
Oh,
the,
yeah.
Power walking. You
Do it
know
all
those
the
old
way up
ladies?
the range right now.
But I don't power walk. That's the
You don't?
thing. That's not
You're
me
just-
power
you're
You
just-
gotta
walking.
show him his walk. You gotta
Yeah.
show them
Just
the walk.
Chris.
How
You gotta get
would-
this on
How
video.
would you do this walk to Chase Banker?
So
He's gonna get
I'm a
that.
little bit sore. Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a power walk because I'm barely putting any energy into
There you
I
go.
mean, heck.
No.
it. You want to see the
An
alien
hour to get
walk?
the Chase
It's a
Banker.
I'll see you.
All
I'll
the
give you an
technique.
Here, I'm
alien
gonna
walk.
search up.
Aliens. Here we go.
Dude, oh man, he's getting
Oh, God.
Jeez.
Oh,
You seen them? That's what they do? You seen them?
No.
mm.
Chris, you alright, dude?
I'm good. Yeah.
Your lungs are shot.
As long as there's
No.
way you're doing something.
No, but
Heck, man.
here's what
he's,
happened.
he's going on the. He's got the mileage. He's like.
I'm about to look up
He's looking up the route.
from the freaking downtown.
I thought he was trying to
I thought he was going in the crib.
Just
Oh
go.
my.
Oh no, there's camera and equipment, dude. Tommy will kill you.
Wait,
Damn.
Tommy's like, dude.
I thought he was gonna wipe out.
Chris, Chase Bank downtown?
Chase Bank, not downtown Cleveland. Cedar,
Oh, on Cedar. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense now. And Cleveland Heights?
Cleveland Heights. Yeah.
Cedar's still a ways from where you were at.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Cedar.
what's the mileage on it?
That's okay. He got there and back in an hour.
Yeah.
Did you like go there to Chase Bank for something, or did you just go straight there and back?
No, I went in.
He just-
I went in. I got some money out.
So that's like a couple minutes right there.
Well, I didn't. I don't use my card. I go in and I talk to the tellers and
So
stuff.
how long would you say that took?
6,
The
7
good old
minutes.
American
Okay.
way. COVID's not gonna let
So,
him do
40 minutes there.
automated crap.
Plus 7 and back. This guy's an alien. There's no way.
Yeah.
The
There's no
mothership
way.
took you. You got up
You
near
told
Cedar.
him,
They're
right,
like,
dude?
Mirror.
You heard that, heard that?
and then they dropped you off.
It takes 39 minutes to get from Chicken Square to Chase Bank.
Yeah.
So that's an hour and a half just there and back.
Oh no, not 39 minutes. No.
Oh well, for you,
He cut 9 minutes
you,
off. He
but
said,
typically based on Google Maps,
On Google Maps, said 39 minutes.
to Chicken Square to the Chase Bank thing.
And you did it what now?
whose balls are those out there?
And how long did it take you just to get there?
Just to get there, probably 35.
I swear. Somebody's. Like,
I don't know
balls, like,
because
they put
what
them
I
in their
did
bag and
was
went on Monday.
I forgot to check the time, but when I went walking this morning, and I have pictures of this on my phone,
He does.
I found probably an ancient ruin down in.
You're talking about like well, like wait, what?
Yeah, like I guarantee you this. I guarantee you this. You go on some of the trails and you see these big stone slabs, but you have to remember back then they didn't have metal and stuff. The reason why I look at them as stairs is why would
Why
they
are
be
they
stacked
stairs? I
one
thought
part
you
of
said
another,
slab.
like one on top of another?
Chris.
How could you walk
Chris.
just up it?
They didn't build this in Stone Age.
I could show you. You guys want to go have a nice walk? I could show you this. I swear to God. I swear to God. The staircase would start down here and go all the way up. How would that be possible if it's just made out of a stone if it's not stairs? What else is it? What else is it? You have stairs going up over there. You walk all the way over there, there's stairs going up. Like, what are they then? Are they ruins of a building?
man.
But why would it be like one here,
Oh,
one
shit.
here, one here, just like
There's no
you're good?
Chrissy.
Chrissy, what are you talking
Chris.
about?
That's what I want to show you. It's sick.
Chrissy. They didn't build that in the Stone Age.
There's no way
They
they
built that, like, They built that
you
in the
remember-
20th
the
century.
Stone Age was.
Chrissy,
That was
I
Oh
think
my
I have
God.
a good movie for you. Have you ever seen Ice Age?
Oh my god.
Don't get me started on Ice Age.
Oh,
man.
the lead character.
Who's that?
He did all the voiceovers. Get back in the
so there you have it.
shot. What's wrong with you?
Hello,
Are you on
I
TV?
am John Goodman.
Oh my god.
Roxanne.
That was good.
Take another slab.
Good God.
Do you know what I just? He knows. He got what I did for my sage. The little squirrel nut.
I know
When
the
he gets
squirrel.
when he gets the icebergs. and
Yeah,
what are
the
those
nuts.
called? Yeah.
Acorns.
It was.
I love that too. You just see them all over.
He's a squirrel.
I
Oh, these squirrels are wild.
Yeah.
They were fucking each other.
Yeah, out in
Dude,
the
I don't
open. They
understand
fire
why you
everyone.
took a video of that.
He
That was
did
so
too.
foul.
Me and Anthony,
It was so
we
foul.
both sat there and took a snap.
everyone.
What was it?
People
You don't
investigating
catch a
what the
squirrel
fuck
fucking
is
that
he
often. I was like, I
Yeah,
haven't
maybe
seen a
don't
squirrel.
send that
No.
out.
I got in the
I don't
camera.
know.
Like,
What were
Maybe
they
I'm
like?
wrong. I couldn't tell you.
they're like playing around, horse playing. They're like,
Wait,
and
hold
they're
on.
like, rolling around,
You know what?
and like, you're not fucking me. Like,
Next time I see it, Devin, I will send it to you.
No, Fresh sent me the video. I didn't need to see it, and then I was like, "What's going on?"
There's
here? I was like,
something wrong with
"Oh!"
you.
And I was like, "Let me
Yeah.
click off of this. This seems weird."
Yeah. I'm on
Yeah,
Snapchat.
no,
I didn't
insert.
save
It's
it.
gonna be
I'm on
inserted
Snapchat.
right now.
I didn't save it.
Okay, let me get this.
But-
let me get this Snapchat.
So
It's squirrel fucking. Like, I've never seen that in my life. I was like, I have to catch
You were just like playing, running
They were
around,
horse
how
playing.
big? How big?
You
Was,
played-
how big were the
fucking
squirrels?
playing,
He's
fucking.
like,
I was like,
rolling
what?
around. I'm trying to bust another one off.
Oh, hey, hey!
Just quit, like,
You want to see something awesome?
sure. I don't know why I wouldn't.
I'm gonna do a whole scene really quick.
Look at Tommy. Look at Tommy. Goes.
real quick.
This
Oh no!
this is gonna. Hey, if I do a scene, because he'll tell you, I did a
He will?
Looney Tunes because like this right here, I have a lump.
Dude, he
Oh,
literally
we
fell
were-
out of the cart
it was-
twice today, like he got shot in the face.
Yeah,
He looked like he
in
got
the cart.
assassinated.
I wasn't even
like the
driving
first
fast.
one,
It's like
'cause
1 or 2
I'm
miles
a
per hour.
wrestler mentality.
And he runs in.
Wrestler
He just-
mentality.
he just
You know,
runs into
that's
the
called
heart.
wrestler mentality.
It just goes like,
it
just falls like-
get something.
on the ground.
My head went off.
oh,
You went head
you saw me
first?
crack it up and we were
No,
rolling up.
yeah, I went like that, and it
Funny
went
as I've seen
boom,
all
and I
day.
hit my head accidentally
When he
off of
fell on the
wheel.
cart when you were trying
And like
to
in
fuck.
midair, I just like
Oh,
my
man.
God.
I didn't really feel it, but like, I was like I had the opportunity.
He's a character.
No bueno.
No bueno.
He
No,
saw it
no.
so hard.
He's a
No, no.
character.
Es muy malo. Es difícil.
What are you speaking?
It ain't English and it ain't Spanish.
Hola. ¿Cómo está ustedes?
Damn, that's Spanish.